Olivier Coipel's doing his first Batman variant cover. I want to see it.
What is that this week?
Yeah, this week.
I think I saw it. I think I thought it was a Tim Sale cover, so I wasn't interested.
Well, that's the funny thing, right? It says Olivier Coipel, but when you go to his when I go to the page, it has a Tim Sale cover. It does have a Tim Sale cover. It's weird. Why does it say that? And then maybe it's fucked up.
Here we go. Ready?
Yeah. Deathstroke.
All right, guys. Redo. All right, guys. We're back. This is the book section. We're going to kick it off with Spider-Gwen. Second time or third time we're covering this book on the channel because the only time I've ever read it when it's not tied into Spider-Verse has been with you on reviewing it. We thought, I guess, the first one we did was decent. Now that I remember, we've only done one other one.
But we like the world building.
Yeah, it's a unique world that we're not in touch with at all. So it does influence our decision a little bit. But this one, as far as I can tell from the previously on, isn't at least too far ahead from where we left off. Like, she was dealing with Wolverine, and there were hints of this Venom suit popping up. And I think that's kind of still where we're at, and that's still what she's dealing with. But anyway, again, Spider-Gwen 23, written by Jason Latour and Hannah Blumreich. Art is by Robbie Rodriguez, and again, Hannah Blumreich. She's doing a little
sounds right.
Writing and artist duties in the same issue. And you can tell where the change happens. It's pretty drastic, happens right away.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, after we get our little intro page, which pretty much reassures you of what I told you in the beginning, we're not far from the last issue we covered, which might have been last month. And it starts super weird with this team of spider people and this team of super villains going against each other in a family feud type scenario called Family Foes. It's just going back and forth, really, as a Steve Harvey ripoff. Really kind of is the host with pink hair, mind you. And you know, eventually we find out this is all on television, and the watcher of Earth 65, which this is the one slacking off at the job and watching TV of Earth 65, from what I can tell. Or maybe it's not Earth 65. It's just like different channels in the multiverse. I don't know. They don't really tell you that much, but he gets confronted by another group of, how do you say the names? Uatu?
Uatu? Yeah, Uatu.
Utu?
I say Uatu.
Uatu, okay. So there's another one in my dialect hall of fame. But
everybody I ever hear say it says Uatu, so that's just the way I say it. I don't know why. It could really be anything. I don't.
Yeah, they could make it up if they wanted to be whatever they wanted. But as he's confronted by these watchers, they're basically like, dude, you got to do your job, or we're gonna, I don't know, we're gonna kick you off the job and probably kill you. And he's being like a petulant child, saying, "Oh, this is boring. My Earth sucks, and it's been real." Like, going all kind of fourth wall breaking here. It's been real kind of a downer lately, and there's even a Wolverine now, and you know, there's shit like this going on.
He's like, Earth 8, things just turned out so well in that timeline. It's just like better to watch.
Yeah,
it's like TV or something.
So that must be what he's watching, TV on Earth 8. Anyway, the watchers end up kind of threatening him. He's like, then you shall watch no longer if you don't do your job. And I can't tell if by the end of this scene he's motivated to finally start doing something, or if he's just still being petulant and not moving from this chair.
I think this is like, you notice the screen changes every time you see it in the background. Like, you see Venom and Spider-Gwen, and then at the bottom you see some dude in, like, I don't know what that is, a chrome helmet or something.
For what part?
And then,
on the TV, yeah.
When you
just flipping the channel.
Yeah, the TV. It's fucking ridiculous. And
Yeah.
and then he goes through like the guide and it says 6511, 6512. So it's like Earth 65 and different channels.
Yeah.
And then what he ends up watching is what we end up seeing for the rest of the comic book, which is crazy.
Okay. You really kind of put that together for me because I wasn't paying attention to the TV at all. But now I totally see what you're talking about. And how it led him to this Earth 65 and what we're then filled in on for the rest of the comic. But to be honest with you, that was the most interesting part of the comic, and it's all downhill from there. That was
It
my
totally
favorite
was.
part by far.
And the funny part is, like, before the book even starts, he's like, I don't want to watch this. And then we get to see why. So it's like the whole fucking thing's a joke.
Hey.
I don't know if it was intentional, but
I don't know either. If it's a whole meta thing, that's all fine, well and dandy, but like you gotta also make the meta half of the comic, which is really the next 20 pages, worth me sticking around for it. Like, yeah, now the whole meta context of it all makes sense in the beginning, which is awesome, but it doesn't make me enjoy the rest of the 20 pages I have to read here. We're about to sum up, you know. So yeah, we go straight into the TV. The Watcher, Uatu is checking out, and tune in on Mary Jane, who is having a conversation on the couch after really picking up that Spider-Gwen isn't going to be showing up to the gig for the band, the Mary Janes. So she's flipping out, trying to find replacements, and ends up talking. What's this girl's name? I didn't write her name down. God damn it. That's a
oh
on
man,
my part.
what is it? Oh god, like I'm blanking right now.
Yeah, that's how important really this story is. None at all, because we don't even know her name. But anyway, she talks this girl who's on her couch into being the drummer in her band that night, because that's what Gwen does. She first is playing kind of hard to get and is saying to Mary Jane, I quit. I'm not in the band. And she's like, well, you always say that. So why don't you just come along and play drums for me? Because I need you, and I can't rely on Gwen. Corey's her name?
Glory. Her name's Glory.
Okay, my fault. Lori. So that's going to make me sound less stupid going
Glory.
through the book. Glory. Glory. What the fuck? So Glory ends up agreeing to go along, be drummer, while the other girl on the couch, Betty, who's just kind of been sitting there quiet up until this point, agrees she will also tag along. So I don't know what kind of band this is. You just kind of hunt people down to go on random paid gigs, but this isn't any band I would be checking out or paying money to see.
I think Glory used to be in the band and she left, and then this chick was a replacement, and then Gwen's always been the drummer.
Okay. See, you know more than I do about this comic. The whole band aspect is too much of a focus for me to really care for it right now. But that's the only story we're getting here. So they all start heading out the night of the show, walking the town, just kind of having a random conversation. And it does pop up throughout this story that Mary Jane keeps trying to get everyone to buy into the fact and belief that Gwen Stacy of this earth is Spider-Woman. You know, they totally don't believe her and think she's just acting crazy and a fool. But they kind of go along with it for this joke, long-running joke. In this one point, Mary Jane breaks one of her heels. And so they go into a convenience store to buy some gum to stick it back together to get through the show. Where Mary Jane then runs into an ex-boyfriend who she has some records of, and he's moving out of town. So now is the moment he wants his records back. Although he wouldn't have wanted them back if he didn't randomly run into her at this drugstore. So
yeah, right.
Whatever.
All of a sudden, he needs them back right away. Like, I haven't
Yeah.
seen you in forever, but hey, I need those records. I'm moving.
I need the record. Dude, there's things you don't get back from girls when you date them. They are hoodies and any
No.
CDs that you used to loan them when you were a kid in the 90s and early 2000s.
You
So,
take what you need the most when you leave. Like when you're about to walk out that door and you know you're never coming back. Take everything
take
that
it
you
all.
really want,
Yep.
and then leave the rest. I just
So-
take the important. Like I would take comics, music, bed, and TV, and I'm out.
Yeah,
Keep everything.
just some relationship advice. Dudes between dudes here. If you're leaving a girl's, if you're breaking up with a girl, you sleep over the night you're breaking up with her. You don't tell her until the morning, and that night when she falls asleep, you load your car up with every hoodie, every CD, everything you would want.
Or
do it in the morning when you wake up during breakfast, and get the fuck out of there.
Or you do this. Or you could just wake up with them in the morning, let them go off to work while you just hang back for a little while, then grab all your shit while they're at work. And when they come home, you just tell them the deal. Like, oh, I moved all my stuff out.
Yeah.
It's not going to work out.
Yeah. You get it out of there before you say that. Because once you say it and anything not in your car is never going to be yours again.
No.
But anyway, Mary Jane ends up being a kind of nice for the first point in this comic book and not being a total asshole by agreeing to give him his records back. But she has to get them from Liz Allen because she loaned them to Liz Allen. So we venture on over. Sorry, go ahead.
Is that Harry's wife? I'm sorry. Isn't that Harry's wife in the regular universe, like in Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah, Liz. Well, Liz Allen is in Renew Your Vows. She was the wife of Harry.
Oh, that's right. She's Normie's mom.
Yeah, but I don't know if in the regular Spider-Man. I don't think so.
I thought she was. I don't know.
No, she's in the Venom book right now. She's working at Alchemax. I don't know.
That's right. I
don't know who she's dating, but I don't think it's Osborn.
And then she's the lady who gave MJ the Venom suit and Renew Your Vows too.
Yeah.
Normie's mom.
Yeah, but that's kind of different relationships and stuff.
That's why I'm thinking that.
Yeah, she used to date a bunch of different people back in the day. She used to date Flash too at one point. So, but anyway,
Liz Allen?
Yeah, but yeah, because I was reading some of the Spider-Man big time stuff, and that's when Flash first bonds with the symbiote, and he can only be in it for so long. But he doesn't tell Liz right away, and he starts acting all weird, and it's big relationship drama there between those two.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so back to Spider-Gwen. We keep talking about different shit because this book is so uninteresting. But so
Spider-Man related though.
They fix the heel. They stick the gum to the heel, and they go off to Liz Allen's apartment on Earth 65. And Liz is immediately pissed Mary Jane is there. So Mary Jane has to send in Betty to go fish the records out of Liz's place while they wait outside. Then Glory and Mary Jane have a chat about how conceited Mary Jane is and how she never does anything for anybody else. While Betty on the inside starts getting hit on by some dude. As Mary Jane and Glory start wrapping up their conversation on the outside, Glory does the whole, I quit, I don't quit, you should know why I'm quitting. The typical girl argument. Like, you should know why I'm mad, except she pulls it on another girl.
What's funny is like she's mad at her for not doing anything for anyone else, and here she is right now doing something for someone. I know
else. It's in the moment of doing something for somebody else. Really, she shouldn't be doing something for. But anyway, Betty comes storming out of the apartment. She has the records, shoves them into MJ's chest, and is like, "Ew, there's some boy hitting on me. It was excruciating." I'm like, what the fuck? Are we all lesbians in this book? I don't know what's going on. Like,
I got the feeling she was, but that dude did get weird.
Yeah, he did get pushy, and then he ends up following them outside, like total creeper move here. What does the typical macho like frat boy? Why won't you talk to me? What, are you too good for me type thing? And tries to grab her and ends up getting his ass beat by these Chicks by Glory and MJ. She right crosses his ass. He goes down for the count. They literally knock him out and make fun of him as they walk away.
Well, it's just MJ. She kneecaps him and then gives him
Yeah,
a right
huge
cross
right
to the
cross.
fucking
Like
cheek.
fucking a Mayweather versus McGregor type right cross here. He knocks him out.
Knocks
They talk
and he's
shit
holding
as they're
her
walking
phone.
away. Yeah, it's a total embarrassing for this dude. He should have never messed with Betty. They arrive at their gig and they start playing the show. And MJ gets a text from somebody. I don't know who this text is from. Do you have any idea?
Oh yeah, she's texting Gwen. And so she's like, "Hey, Blondie's keeping the stage warm for you. Come back in one piece, okay?" Because she knows, she's that it's the long running joke that she knows she's Spider Gwen, Spider Woman.
Okay, I thought it was maybe a boy or something. I didn't really get it. But yeah, so you said it's Spider Gwen, which is probably true. They're riding home on the subway on the way home, and Glory and Mary Jane kind of have just another friendly exchange between each other as the issue concludes. Let's just get this one over with. Buy, borrow, or forget it altogether. I'm going to say borrow. Or no, not borrow. Forget. Just flat out forget this. Like, even if you're reading this title, like, you could probably legitimately, unless you're super interested in MJ and Glory's relationship between each other,
yeah, you could skip it.
Not even miss anything. And because Spider-Gwen doesn't even make one appearance except on a panel on a television.
I can see. I like the cover. The cover is dope.
Yeah,
like Chris Anka.
I always like the covers for this title, but the art inside is always kind of. Well, it was different. Like the regular team only did the Uatu pages.
Yeah, and
then the Hannah Bloomreich took over for the rest of the issue, both art and story. So I mean, I guess I like the Latour and the Rodriguez stuff, but the Blumenreich stuff was just, I don't know, maybe a girl would like it, but it was not a story I enjoyed. It was very like Disney Channel, like after school special fucking type show. You know what I'm saying? Like, just
it did feel Disney Channel. Like,
yeah,
it did feel Disney. It really did feel Disney Channel.
Super cheesy.
Did someone else like
the art was decent, but that's the only redeeming quality in this book for me.
Did someone else help her do it? Because at some points, like, it felt like it some
totally
pages were really, really strong.
Yeah,
it would look really different. One panel, this girl's even got dots for eyes.
Yeah, I don't.
When they're in the market and she's hiding from the boy.
I feel like it's pretty obvious the regular team needed a chance to catch their breath and get up to date. Maybe start bringing a wrap up to the series, but I don't know. It's numbered for legacy, so I don't see it going away. Jordan Gibson is somebody else.
No, I think
I missed Jordan Gibson's name on this artist credit too.
All right, yeah, so he probably did some of it. That's probably the weaker ones. I think the Hannah, what's her name?
Blumenreich. Yeah,
I liked the first couple pages of her. Like it looked like it kind of reminded me, not completely, but a little like Joelle Jones-ish. Like the first couple pages, just not as detailed, nowhere near as detailed, but kind of that style.
Yeah. What'd you think? Buy, borrow, or forget? I'm forget trained, so.
I liked the cover.
I know.
It's a forget, but it's not. I feel like it's for I don't know. I feel like a girl would enjoy this more than a guy. You know what I mean? Like this issue, it was weird because it was like an issue about the greater universe of Gwen Stacy, but not Gwen Stacy herself. But it's not. No man would enjoy reading this. I don't know if that sounds sexist, but it's just true.
No, it's like, not. Yeah, like it's a very girly centered issue of the book. Yeah. And definitely not for like
towards, right?
Two middle-aged guys jumping in to read what they think is going to be kind of a spider-related comic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the opinion of us right now. There might be some redeeming quality for a different crowd, but it's not for us in this issue. But yeah, I mean, you could see why people enjoy it, and it is cool that they have this one title, even though it is titled Spider-Gwen, that just focuses on building this different world. So if it is something you're into, like you just have this one book you have to go to get all your stories that you're getting, you know. So it's cool they have that.
I do appreciate that about this book. I really do.
Yeah,
like that's nice. It's like
cool.
an indie title,
nice,
right?
Yeah, it's almost like the Ultimate Universe and how they did with Miles. Like they built him up for so long. It would be cool if they just left Miles. Like they have this one book that's its own universe. There's no reason to not leave Miles over there and just make everything more exciting, because him being in the 616 or Prime or whatever we call it is just not doing things well right now.
And they have Renew Your Vows too, which also lives in its own universe. Which is,
I know it's weird they ended up made that decision, but it made sense at the time, I guess, with the way Secret Wars ended, and how much of a part he played in it. So anyway,
get him away from that book.
This is the title
Bendis,
that led to
leave Miles alone. Your time is over, Bendis. Leave Miles alone.
Yeah, no,
it's time for someone else to do it.
Yeah, we want just a fresh story. I really would like that David F. Walker rumor to be true, but
yeah, if that rumor was true, it'd make me so happy. That would be great.
I would like it a lot.
He'd probably do some fun stuff.
But we're going to transition over to the IVX section. Trevor's going to take it from here with the Uncanny Avengers issue number 26. You got a solicit up for it or no?
Yeah, I got it right here. So I'm gonna scroll up. I'm gonna open up my tablet. We got writer Jim Zub. We got art Sean. Oh God,
Izaki.
God help me. All right, that sounds right.
Yeah,
that's Sean Izaki. Colors Tamra Bonvillain, which not to be mistaken with Bond villain.
I know. That's immediately what I was about to make a Bond joke to.
It's the first thing I thought of when I saw it. And VC's Clayton Cowles, who I believe did every book we're doing tonight. So because he just did Spider-Gwen.
I want his job, steady work, and he gets to read. Deal with comic books all day. That's a cool job.
That's a really cool job.
Yeah,
that is a really cool job. Clayton Cowles does little letters. That's got to be hard, right? Like writing all the dialogue for all these different fucking comics. Like,
yeah,
it's gotta be a pain in the balls.
Yeah, he's probably it's all computer done, I'm sure. So it's probably just like, dealing with different size bubbles and fitting the font in them and a lot of resizing and shit like that, and making sure it doesn't kill the art on any one panel. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be careful.
God, like, because some people who actually pencil it, he might have to like ink it in. Like, oh God, that's the most tedious thing on the typed or written. It's the most tedious thing on the face of the fucking planet. Straight up.
Does a lot of work though.
Yeah. Good on you, right, Clayton.
Get started on this. I got to grab a charger for my tablet so it don't die on me while we're going through this book.
Let's get into the solicit. So, The Witch is back. Wanda Maximoff has returned to the Avengers at last. But now everyone on the team, at last, you mean again and again and again? Get the fuck out of here. But now everyone on the team is happy about it. Oh, that's not new either. First of all, Wanda Maximoff has returned to the Avengers at last. How many times has she fucking returned to the Avengers at last? Give me a fucking break. But not everyone on the team is happy about it. How many times is not everyone on the team fucking happy about it?
Yeah.
And at the same time, old foes return, and our heroes' lives are thrown upside down. But that's straight up. Like, how many times has she returned to the Avengers at last after being evil for a while, whether it was her will or not? And not everyone on the team is happy about it. Like, how many times have not everyone on the team been fucking happy about it? Like, so atypical. But anyway, I'm gonna get to that.
Like, and she doesn't get the benefit. Like, everyone's gonna give Cap the benefit of the doubt because it's a totally different person.
Yeah.
She was basically possessed.
I mean, she was
not like she had any real control or choice in the matter.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And the same thing happened to Dr. Voodoo, and oh yeah, it's fine. That's okay. Whatever his name is, Carl or whatever the fuck his name is. I forget. He's got some he's Dr. Voodoo and he dresses like a witch doctor, but his name is like something so normal.
Yeah, just my initial beef with the whole issue. I think I told you it was off air already, but like I'm just kind of generally sick of the Scarlet Witch bad or is gonna go bad angle. You know what I'm saying? Like it feels like the only angle they have to play with her because she uses this chaos magic and it's just getting played out.
No, her being possessed by a demon would have been more acceptable if they didn't play it the way they're playing it in this issue. But
yeah,
like oh god. Anyway, we start off this issue with the flashback to Secret Empire of everyone fighting Scarlet Witch, and Quicksilver makes a promise to save her once again. And then we're at the Avengers mansion, and everyone's outside staring at the wreck that it is. And this is like, I mean, it looks a little different.
Less and less impressive looking over time. Like this just looks like
I know it looks smaller.
Old college building. Yeah.
I remember in I don't know if it was it might have been the Chuck Austin run that was after the Jeff Johns run, or it might have been the Jeff Johns run. I forget which one it was, but I remember Wasp one time growing giant, like Giant Man, and she fell on the Avengers mansion, and it looked gigantic. This does not look like that mansion. So
yeah, like
but I don't know.
You could never do something with this, like how they draw the entire outside of the building and separate the rooms and tell you what each one's for. This building isn't big enough for that.
No, it's not big enough for that at all. But I mean, it was destroyed and rebuilt, so who knows? All right, so where am I? So Wanda and Pietro are having a conversation, and he's wondering where they go from there. Pietro's, he's having flashbacks at the same time as talking to her. What's the guy she was possessed by? His name is Chthon.
Chitali, or hold on, I'm trying to go back to the first page. My tablet's going slow. Shathan?
It's
CHT.
I'll go with Shathan.
I don't know how to pronounce that. Shathan?
I'll go with Shathan. I'll go with Shathan. Cheers.
Yeah, there we go, Shathan.
So he's having these flashbacks of her being possessed by Shathan. Oh boy. I lost my place.
Yeah, it's just basically intercut as they're talking. They're having a conversation back and forth with each other.
Yeah, and it's going back and forth.
Visions of her being possessed during that Hydra takeover.
And you can see the look on his face because he looks guilty as fuck. So he feels guilty. And she tells him it's okay. And she's back to normal now. And it's time to put the past behind them and move forward. And what she really needs now is a purpose and to be around people she trusts.
Has she always been on this Avengers team?
Who?
Or is she just now kind of like lumping herself in?
Who, Scarlet Witch? No, she was one of the original members of the Uncanny Avengers. And that's what's funny, because what's coming up next. So meanwhile, the others... Wow, who wrote this? Meanwhile, they're with the others, and Wanda's the major point of conversation. Snaps is worried because she can feel all the frustration and guilt coming from Pietro. Wasp tells her not to worry, that their relationship has always been weird, and it always has been weird because, like, I always got the feeling that, like, Pietro was in love with Wanda or something. But Rogue... I wrote this. I was like, Rogue miraculously returns to a characterization from 2012 and has a major hate and distrust for Wanda, which makes no fucking sense whatsoever. But that's okay, I guess because she's been burnt by before and now she's burnt again. I don't know, maybe it brought up bad memories because Rogue always had a problem with M-Day. So I mean, that was the thing in the beginning of Remender's Uncanny Avengers. Like, they had this big problem with each other, and then it got squashed, and here we are again. But Johnny tries to calm her down. Pietro tries to speak for Wanda, and then she stops him and states that her body was controlled by Chthon. What do we agree on again? What was it again? What the fuck happened?
You there?
I don't know.
Can you
I couldn't hear you. What you saying? Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I hooked up the damn tablet to my same side of the USB as my microphone, and it made it go wacky. So we're good now.
All right. We want to start over from somewhere.
It just start from the point where Rogue is just talking to Scarlet Witch.
Oh. All right, I'll start from all this crap. All right, yeah. So Pietro tries to speak for Wanda, and she stops him and states that her body was controlled by Chthon. What's his name?
Yeah, Chthon.
Chthon, yeah. So Chthon, and now it's gone, and she's an Avenger again, you know, and she wants to get back to being one. Rogue flips her lid and says that Stevel disbanded. Stevel, I'm going to call him Stevel from here on out, considering
Yeah,
that.
because there's two of them now. You can't just
Yeah.
say like Steve Rogers because there's two fucking Steves.
And there's not a question for right now, but what happened to the bad Steve? Does he get locked away or is he dead?
Yeah, I guess that happened in Deadpool. You got to read the new Deadpool to find out what happens to him. He gets locked up by Deadpool.
Great. So anyway, so yeah. So Stevel disbanded the unit. I mean, you know, evil Captain America did disband them. I think it was right before the tie-in started, or I think it was the first tie-in. I forget. And they don't follow the Avengers charter anymore. So they're a team. Oh God, I need to fuck. My throat's mad dry. So they're a team because they want to be, not because, you know, there's any charter or anybody sponsoring them. Like, they're just a bunch of people who want to go around together and save people because they're friends or more family. Pietro gets in Rogue's face and tells her to chill the fuck out. She's not the leader. Everybody gets a say. Dr. Voodoo talks about how he was possessed just like her, and you know, during the Dark Force Dome and the tie-ins, and that Wanda deserves a chance. Everyone else agrees. we cut for a minute. I need to get a drink. I'm fucking dying.
Yeah, I'll pause it.
My throat's mad fucking dry. And I gotta be like real quiet, and it's hard to be quiet when your throat's like all raspy and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck. God damn it. Damn. I guess there's no fixing it, not even with water. So
Do you want me? I'll finish it up. I don't care.
No, hold on. I just gotta find my place again. I don't even know where I was.
We're just at where Rogue's in bed.
All right, yeah. So let's pick it up from there. So next, are we going?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, cool. So next it's nighttime in the shithole of an Avengers mansion, and Johnny sneaks into Rogue's room, all heated up, like literally, he looks like he's glowing. And he says he came to give her some heat and like warm her up. You know, he's flirting with her, and Rogue says she doesn't want to be Medusa's rebound. Blah 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 blah. And then they talk about everything that's been going on, from evil Steve Rogers to the Dark Force Dome, and then, you know, finally they start talking about Wanda. So Johnny's got nothing and says they'll have to wait and see how it goes. It's actually like a really long conversation. I think it takes up like 2 pages, but I'm just not gonna go into it.
A lot of catch up between characters.
Yeah, it's a lot of catch up. It's a lot of nonsense. And then we go and we catch up with Wanda, and she's in the living room. She's staring out the window. Dr. Voodoo comes in, and they have a conversation about possession and how to deal with it. And she's also wondering about Rogue, what Rogue said earlier, and how she is kind of a disaster. And you know, it is true. Like, everywhere she goes, she carries a bag of shit around with her. Like, when, you know, at the day, like there's always some big thing that happened, and she's to blame for it. So that just never goes away. So, you know, they're having their long drawn out conversation over that, and Dr. Voodoo's talking her off the ledge when all of a sudden the couch starts floating.
I know. I think it's because he touched her on the head. That's the only reason I figured out. Like, I don't know what other reason this couch starts taking off.
Yeah, I don't know, because I thought he was like touching her head to like calm her down or do some kind of weird thing, because he's like, your fears will stay behind you as you begin to, and then he's like, float, and they just start floating in the air, and
it's like a whole.
And then all the furniture and everything starts floating.
Actually, it's I think it's just a coincidence. Like he's trying to calm her down, and then the villain gets revealed.
Oh yeah. It is a coincidence, because then
I totally forgot. That was a brain fart on my part.
You go from panel to panel. You see Jan start floating. You see Rogue and Johnny start floating, and then wow, the art really looks good in that bottom panel with Rogue when she's floating next to Johnny. Like her face is so fucking detailed. And next thing you know, everyone's furniture is floating in the Avengers. And then we flash over to Pietro running on the ceiling, heading for Synapse. I forget what her real name is. They said it in the beginning, but I'm blanking right now. But her hero name is Synapse. I think it's Emily. But he goes to grab her. And this scene made me feel like they had something between them in previous issues. And he runs around and he dresses her in her superhero suit. Totally Flash style. Like that's something Flash would do.
Yeah, it's almost. I wonder if he just wanted to get her in disguise, or she can't use her powers unless she's in her suit. I wonder what the deal is there.
I don't know. I think because he knew there was some kind of Avengers like emergency, so he's like.
That's the first time I've seen that chick out of her suit. To be honest with you, she's almost never out.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And, he knows something's going down, so he's like, let me put you in your uniform and save time, because you're going to have to wear it anyway. So, then they're on their way to meet up with the rest of the team, and everything's going weightless and floating around, and then Gravitron shows up and destroys the whole entire house, right? Like, he rips the fucking roof off the house.
Yeah, keeps destroying this fucking poor house that's not fixed up yet.
No, the Avengers Mansion will never be fixed ever. And they mentioned before that the previous owners evacuated during the Dark Force dimension, and they never came back. And I guess the city is in charge of it now. And the city is
squatting there,
which is weird that they squat in the Avengers Mansion. But so they try and they fight Gravitron, and they're all getting their asses kicked. And while he's kicking their asses, he's monologuing about during Secret Empire, he felt the gravity of the cosmic cube and how the mind is not built to see the multitudes, let alone control them. So Rogue tells him they don't have the cosmic cube. What the hell is he bothering them for? And, that feeling must have bent his fucking mind sideways, because now he believes life is futile and meaningless, and he wants to prove it to everyone because he can. That's the whole reason why he's attacking them, just because I guess they're the first people he's come upon.
Yeah, and, they were closest.
They were the closest. So now he's fucking attacking them. And it's a pretty long fight, and there's a lot of shit talking in between, but nothing of consequence. And then Wanda goes to attack him, and he fucking sends her to space.
Sends her flying.
Sends her,
and that's the cliffhanger.
Space.
She's just like breaking Earth's atmosphere up in outer space.
Yeah. And then you get a preview image from next issue's cover, and it's everybody floating in the air.
Yeah, he's gonna do it to everybody. I don't know. What do you think? Bye, Brown. Or forget. I really like the art in the issue. The art was awesome.
Wow, it was great. I've never seen this guy draw anything before, but his art is fantastic. It was okay. It was all set up. It's coming off of an event tie-in series. There's gonna be a whole trade of Secret Empire. Like, was it like 4 or 5 issues?
Yeah, probably.
Because I think this might have been double shipped with everything else during Secret Empire. So, but it was all right. It was all set up, and I guess it gave everybody a sense of where the characters have been and where they are, because they did go all the way back to like the beginning of when Uncanny Avengers started. But I haven't read the previous 20 issues, so certain things between characters' relationships in this issues I didn't quite understand, but I don't know, maybe I missed it. The art was fantastic. It was okay. It was set up. I give it a borrow. Like, it wasn't the best book, but it wasn't the worst. But it's hard to judge when it's all set up. But from what I got so far through the art and everything, I enjoyed it a little bit.
Yeah. I definitely enjoyed the second half of the book more than the first half of the book. Like, I don't know, Gravitron's a random enough villain to be interesting to see the team take him on. Is this Wasp the same as the one in the book, The Unstoppable Wasp, or whatever the fuck that book was titled they just canceled? Or is this a different Wasp?
No, this is the original Wasp. This
Okay.
is Janet Van Dyne.
All right. Because that confused me a little bit. I'm like, how many books is that chick in? But yeah. Anyway, the beginning it kind of just bored me. I just want everything to move past Secret Empire, so I'm just not super interested in dealing with a whole lot of fallout from it outside of books not related to Captain America. So I hope that was really like just addressing the problem of not trusting Scarlet Witch. Hopefully she saves the day this arc and they can move past it so it's not a long running thing. Because I just don't want Secret Empire affecting any books for the long term going into legacy type shit. But yeah, I agree with you. Like it's overall a borrow. There's quality here, especially in the art. The story's interesting enough that you can tell there's time and care put between characters and relationships and building it, and it's a good team book. So I would like to check out some back issues just to get a feel. Like the Uncanny Avengers team is something I've never read at all. I've read a little of the stuff that tied into Axis when that event was going on. Just to get the
Remender stuff.
Yeah, just to get the gist of that story. Because Remender was writing both those books at the time, like Axis and Uncanny. So I figured that would be a good tie-in to kind of peek around at, but I haven't checked on it since then. But yeah, I mean, it makes me interested enough, even though these aren't normally characters I gravitate to. But yeah, that's where we're at here. We're going to wrap up the first book section here for you guys. Lead things into the Midpoint Marvelous Facts, where we got two characters for you tonight. We're going to do Rogue and we're going to do Black Widow, R.I.P. We'll be right back.
Wow, this